And a very good morning to you and wakey. Right now we are joined, virtually with Jaco van Schalkwyk. He's at the Character Company. And the reason why we're chatting to him this morning is 70% of South African children are growing up in a single parent home. And four out of five boys do not have a consistent positive male role in their families. This is unfortunately the society, the reality that we're living in. So, good morning, Yaku. It's good to have you this morning on Breakfast with Friends.
Good morning, and thank you very much for having me. It's great to be with you, and morning to all your listeners.
So, just starting off this interview with with those facts. I mean, that is scary. 70% of South African young boys, men, are growing up without a father figure. And that is where the Character Company is playing a major part in society. Just chat to us, Yaku. Tell us more about the company.
So like you said, the current statistics tells us a terrible story, and if we want to see what the outcome of that is, then you just literally have to like go out of your house, or even while you're sitting in the darkness right now with stage 4 load shedding back on us, or drive to work, or pick up a newspaper, watch the news. We are a fatherless society. Our country essentially is a fatherless country, and the impact of that is devastating. And so what the Character Company is doing is we are working in that space. We're stepping into the gap of fatherlessness because we really believe that we can, and we've seen that we can, through active involvement and intervention, start changing some of this. Because if you look at those statistics, 70% of kids growing up in single parent homes. I mean, that is shocking to imagine what that does to society. Up to 4 out of 5 boys not having a positive male role model. If you pick the four main issues that we're dealing with right now: gender-based violence, corruption, racism, suicides. If we can combat those by putting fathers or positive male role models back into society, then we can start changing those statistics, because that affects every single one of us. And so, through a long-term mentorship program for those young boys, we are slowly but surely, and like I say, through active involvement, raising boys to be good men, so we can change that.
That is really incredible what you guys are doing. So, why is having a consistent male role so important for boys, though?
Um, I think first and foremost, it's important for boys and girls. You know, the way that a family structures is what was created to work. The way that God intended for us is that there's a father and a mother in the house, and that because there's different roles. As a father, I've got different roles. As a mom, I've got different roles. Those first 5 years of a child's development, mom's impact is the highest. 5 to 10, dad's impact is the highest. And I believe that a father or dad, dad's a better word because a father could be anyone, but a dad holds the key to unlocking some of those development stuff that is important for boys and girls. A boy walks around with the question, do I have what it takes? Can I do this? A girl walks around with the question, am I pretty enough? Am I worth pursuing? And a dad's role there is to establish that, to make sure that there's a foundation of identity, of values, an understanding of who I am, what is my purpose in life, what can I achieve. And if you take that away, then first and foremost, you're expecting mom to do all of that. So I cannot teach my girls how to be a woman. It's just impossible. And so that's mom's role. And so we have to understand that role definition. Plus, dads are typically more the disciplinarians. They're the ones that keeps the fences up. Where moms are the kind ones, and they're the soft heart. And that combination is what brings up brings an holistic, healthy environment for children. You take one of those out, and typically, statistically, you take dad out of that, and we expect moms to do all of this, and we ignore the space that our kids growing up to. And if you grow up with an absent father, and I speak out of personal experience, you start that journey with so much backlog. I think I've spent so much of my life, so much of my energy trying to fill that gap, which I can't fill.
Right.
And I would have rather spent that energy in some different stuff. And then you have anxiety, you've got anger, you've got frustration, and all of that stuff. If we're not teaching our young people how to deal with that, well, then you have what we have with gender-based violence. The way that we deal with issues in our country, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy for any one of us.
Yeah, not healthy at all. If you're just joining the conversation, we are speaking to Jaco van Schalkwyk. He is the founder of the Character Company. They're situated, they're not in the Western Cape, but that does not matter because they have an amazing event taking place where everybody can get involved. Before we get into the event, I know that the Character Company has a mentorship program. Maybe, Jaco, if you can just speak to us a little bit about how somebody can be involved or how you can become a mentor.
I think one of the things I must say is that we have been working very hard to put a footprint down in the Western Cape, and so we've started establishing some mentors there down there. It's a slow process because typically one of the stuff that we're experiencing is that men in our country has really lost, for the best part, and I'm generalizing, the ability to make commitments and stick to them. Which is why 70% of kids are growing up in single parent homes, and those are mostly moms. Um, and so listeners listening to this must understand that we have the ability to fix this. One of the things that we do is we complain about this country and we get angry about this. And I mean, stuff is, I mean, you wake up in South Africa this morning and you're back on stage 4 and petrol at 24 rand litre. And I mean, unless you're, a minister, then you're going to pay for all of these things. I mean, it's messy. I mean, we are frustrated. We feel we don't have a voice. And so there's so many of these things going on. And I think that's where we stop. And what we don't realize is that we actually can take one additional step and we actually have the ability to fix some of this stuff. Because our young people are living the examples they see from us. I mean, if you're a parent, you understand your kids never do what you tell them to do, they do what they see. And so we have to take responsibility because what's happening around us is because of the examples that we're setting, and we need to start changing that. We need to stop walking away from our young people and we need to start walking with them. And so, this is an active space and we want to do that. And so people listening to this must go, well, I have the ability to change this. I can either, get involved as a mentor, or I can support this, with like 50 Rand a month, the price of a cup of coffee, or 250 Rand, sponsoring a boy in the program is something I can do. And that changes the narrative for all of us. The mentorship space means that we're taking these young boys that have no one in their lives. You have to consider the 17-year-old that is involved in a school stabbing or gang rape. 12 years ago, there was a 5-year-old that we ignored. And that's the reality of this. We can change this if we actually make an effort. The problem is it requires something from ourselves, and we're very scared to give that because we don't know. And so this long-term mentorship space means we're putting a positive male role model that we screen and vet and train into that space. And he sees these boys, a group of up to 5 boys, on a weekly basis. He spends time with them. He have discussions. We've got a curriculum that we work through, and it's a very basics curriculum. We're all boys, and so our attention span is about 1 minute and 29 seconds at best. And so it is an active space. It's not rocket science. It really is. Consider what you really want in this world. Do you want to belong? You want to know that someone cares enough to pitch up for you, and that's what we're doing. We want to make sure these boys understand it because it means we can build the relationship to help them through the challenges that they face.
Wow, that is incredible, Jaco. But you have an event coming, a campaign starting this week. Tell us more, tell our listeners more about the campaign.
So the ongoing campaign for us is obviously raising awareness of the impact of fatherlessness, because I think a lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people don't grow or don't live their lives in spaces where they understand the boys or the impact of absent fathers. And so we want to raise awareness. We want to, if we get a dad out there to go like, you know what, I'm going to go home a little bit earlier today and I'm going to spend some time with my kids, then we start changing this. So it's always about the awareness. We also have got hundreds of boys on a waiting list, and we want to change that. These are boys that we can get onto the program. And so to get one boy on our program is costing about 5,000 Rand for the whole year. And so we're saying to people out there, South Africa, you have the ability to just actually do something and do something fun. We're an organization where we're not spending time on our technology and our cell phones all the time. We are out there with adventurers and explorers with these boys, and we do stuff. And so this weekend we have what we call run, swim, walk, cycle. And it's basically, a combination of events that tells us that, a combination of 100 kilometers. But now don't get panicky. You don't have to do 100 kilometers. You can choose, listen, I'm going to swim, or I'm going to cycle, I'm going to walk. Like, I've got a team and we're hiking on 15 kilometers on Sunday. And what we're doing with that is we're raising awareness and we're raising funds. So our team, trying to raise at least 5,000 Rand. For every 5,000 Rand, we can put a boy in the program, and we're doing that. But we're coming together and we're outdoors and we're spending time there. We're walking with some of the boys, and it's just something active and something nice that we can do. And through that, we're saying, I'm not sitting back and I'm saying, well, this is not my problem, because it's impacting me. I'm saying I can do something. And so this is a simple way that I can do it, and I can get the conversation going. So you can do this anywhere. You don't have to have a venue. You can walk in your lounge. You can swim in your bathtub. You can cycle in your in your parking lot, I mean, wherever. But just do something. We cannot keep on, it's important that we understand we cannot keep on talking about the fact that we must start doing something. We have to start actually doing something. And this is a great opportunity to do so.
Absolutely, I love it. Thank you so much, Jaco. For I know that there's still so many more questions I actually want to ask you and chat to you about, but sadly we are running out of time. But if you can maybe just give us some details, information, is there a website that people can just go check you out? If you can please provide us some for more information.
Yes, so we're on all the social media platforms. So please go and check us out. Go and like us on Facebook and sign up for Twitter and all those things. I mean, just go crazy. Share, share the message. Our website's thecharactercompany.co.za. I see it's the bottom of the screen there. People can also WhatsApp us on our WhatsApp number, which is 084 777 7114. And once you're on the website, all the information is there. And if you get stuck, then let us know. Whatever excuse is coming up, we have an answer for it. So we can help you with that and walk you through this. Maybe you want to start a new program in your area. Maybe you're already working with kids and you just need some consistency and some oversight on that and more resources. We don't have, we don't hold the plan here on our own. This is for all of us. It's a ship that's sinking. We all need to get buckets and help this out. So whatever ways you want to join. But let's just do something. We need to do better, and our boys and our young girls, they deserve better than this.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that one, Jaco van Schalkwyk, the Character Company. You can go and check them out on the website. All the information is on the screen. Doing absolutely incredible work, just raising more awareness about the fatherlessness we have in our society and the major impact that fathers play when it comes to anybody, females, guys, boys. We know it's a major impact that it plays having a father in your life. So thank you so much, Jaco. Appreciate you taking the time this morning and looking forward to chatting to you in the future.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.